Space. Ops 31.0. 0 hour assault 1.4.9.1. Settings. Learn game sounds. View rank and list. View game readme file. View game rules. View privacy. Make us a small donation if you like the game, and if you can, a small donation would be appreciated. Join the official Telegram group of 0 hour assault. Exit the game. Join the make view game learn settings. Login option. Settings. 0 hour assault settings. Please select an option. Enable game performance. Note, when you disable this, your computer will use more RAM and CPU to deliver the best performance in the game. If you enable it, your game may lag during multitasking or battles, especially if your computer has low specifications. Disable announcement of near players. Disable saving of buffer items when exiting the game. Disable speech interrupt. Enable listening your own voice while voice chatting. Enable push to talk for voice chat. Enable save buffer messages to the log.txt. Enable use Steam audio for 3D audio. Disable this if it causes lag issues. Enable stop aiming when key is not held down. Enable turning with Q&D. Disable speed degrees when turning in 1 degree increments. Disable speed facing direction when turning in 45 degree increments. Disable auto running. Disable turning and shooting with mouse. Disable hearing map sign sound. Disable online and offline messages. Disable kill counter notification. Disable classic walking style. Disable muting of speech and audio when the game window is not in focus. Disable play match specific music in the game. Disable scope. Configure joystick buttons. Set turning speed, currently default. Select input device for voice chat. Set voice chat. Set whose near notifications you want to receive. Set what indicators you want to hear for near players /bots. Set voice chat quality. Set voice chat volume. Select output device. Back to main menu. 0 hour assault main menu. Please settings. Learn game sounds. Use up and down arrows to select the sounds and press enter to listen to it. The opposing team's deep sound. Teammates the opposing. Teammates deep sound. Enemy bot deep sound. General chat message tone. The scope for your weapons who can hit objects or players. You bought products from paid store successful. Back to main menu. 0 hour assault main menu. Please settings. Login option settings. Learn game sounds. View rank and list. View game readme file. View rank and list. Connecting. Successfully connected. Request Ali 2. Store point 8028. Store Dragon 1. Store point 13196. Store rank Conqueror. Character Cade. Ali 3. Store Meta Supreme. Wooden. Metal T. Robinson 9. Zeus 11. Store Newham. 12. Don Frost King 13. Store point 2785. Store rank Diamond 3. Character Cade. 0 hour assault main menu. Please settings. Learn game sound. View rank and list. View game readme file. Use the up and down arrow keys to read the readme. Escape to go back. 0 hour assault game guide. 0 hour assault complete game guide. Introduction. 0 hour assault is an online first-person shooter (FPS) game. There are various match modes in the game, and each of them has various tasks. Match modes and tasks. These matches and their tasks are explained below. Team deathmatch. In this mode, 2 teams are at war. In order to win, 1 team must kill all opponents. Hand-to-hand combat. Players can only use punch and feet. Knife fight match. This mode is similar to the previous one, but you can only use a knife when the map is smaller. You cannot use grenades in this mode. You can also collect snowflake shards in this mode by pressing Shift plus Enter. You can collect up to 5. When you throw these, they will stun the enemy for 3 seconds. Explosive battle. This mode is similar to the previous one, but players can only use grenades and molotovs. They cannot use any weapons, including knives. When you use a grenade directly, it is not thrown immediately. When you first use it, you hear a sound. After this sound, you must press Enter again to throw the grenade. However, if you are too late, the grenade will explode on you. Abyss Clash. This mode is similar to explosive battle, but there are pits in the map you can fall into. Also, there are metal cases you can climb, but grenades can destroy them. Sniper duel. This can be played either as teams or not teams. People can only use snipers, and the last team/person standing wins. You cannot use grenades in this mode. Sword duel. This can be played either as teams or not teams. People can only use swords, and the last team/person standing wins. You cannot use grenades in this mode. Available swords are wooden sword, diamond sword, and stone sword. You are given only a wooden sword at the start, but you can find other sword types and items scattered on the map. Snowflake survival. Like in the knife fight match, you can collect snowflakes, but if you freeze an enemy even 1 time, they will instantly be dead. Zombie survival mode. In this mode, teams cannot hit each other, but both teams must kill the zombies on the map. The last team standing wins. There are also houses in this mode, and they can be used for hiding. However, if zombies can break down the doors of houses, they can enter houses and kill players. Press Shift plus Enter to enter houses. Players inside houses cannot see or hear players outside, and vice versa unless they are in the same state, both inside or both outside. Zombie vs player. In this mode, the players on one team are humans, while the other team consists of zombies. The last team standing wins. The zombies' walking sound is a bit low-pitched. Zombies can only use their claws. They make zombie sounds occasionally. They cannot jump, and they cannot use any items. However, when zombies hit a player, they gain health equal to the damage they inflict. Capture the flag. In this mode, a team tries to steal the flags of the opposing team and must take them to their own base. The team that takes 10 flags to their own base wins. You can take the flags with the Shift plus Enter keys. You must take the red flags to the coordinates 100, 100, 0 and the blue flags to the coordinates 0, 0, 0. After going to the relevant coordinates, press Shift plus Enter to place the flag. When the team places a flag, a notification will indicate how many more flags that team needs to win. If a player holding a flag exits the game, the flag will be spawned at their last position. Last man standing. In this mode, the players are alone and there is no team. The last player standing wins. Collector's Arena. In this match mode, you cannot fight. The objective is to collect gold items scattered on the ground for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the team or player who has collected the most items wins. The winner receives 10 0 tokens. Map shrinking mechanic. In Team Deathmatch, Last Man Standing, and Zombie vs Player modes, the playable map area will gradually shrink as the match continues. Teams. In team-based matches, there are 2 teams, the red team and the blue team. Helicopter system. Some matches feature a helicopter system. In these matches, when the match first starts, you are not sent directly to the map. Instead, you are inside a helicopter, and the helicopter starts to fly you around random coordinates for a certain period of time. You cannot walk or jump while inside. However, you cannot jump immediately after you first get into the helicopter. 10 seconds must pass. If 10 seconds have not passed, pressing Shift plus Enter will inform you how many more seconds you have to wait. When you jump from the helicopter, you start falling. You should open your parachute to slow your descent and close it when you land safely. Other nearby players can hear your parachute open and close. If you die while your parachute is on, it will be closed. If you exit the game while parachuted, you will still be parachuted when you re-enter. While spectating, you will also hear the parachute loop sound if the player you are watching uses their parachute. Rewards and progression. 0 tokens. For each match, the players which kill enemies earn 0 tokens. The amount of 0 tokens earned for killing enemies in matches is between 3 and 5 tokens per kill. You can use these tokens to buy items from the store. Store points and ranks. Additionally, a player earns store points for each player they kill. You can see the store points of all players in the view ranking list section in the main menu. Players also have ranks. As their store points increase, they rise to higher ranks. Paid accounts. Players can purchase a paid account status from the 0 hour assault shop with durations from 1 to 12 months. Paid accounts offer several benefits. They have a star, asterisk, title when sending messages. They are not affected by inventory item limits and can hold as many items as they want. They have plus 20 extra maximum health. They receive double store points and 0 tokens from matches in the Freedom Fight map. They can create communities for free. Free accounts require 1,000 0 tokens. Events and event store. The game features an event system. Events change every 24 hours and can be viewed from the events menu. Completing these events earns you event points. These points can be spent in a dedicated event store to purchase various items or rewards. Bots. Adding and behavior. Players can optionally add bots to matches when creating them. For example, if the creator wanted the match to be 5 versus 5, 5 players on each team, but only 2 human players joined the match, bots will fill the remaining player slots. Bots behave much like normal players. They can pick up items from the ground. They have inventories and they can use weapons they pick up. Bots do not actively track players. They walk around the map randomly. However, they will move towards the location if they hear gunshots nearby. Bot commands. Team matches. In team matches, bots have the following feature. You can call bots to your side. If you type come followed by a bot's name into the team chat, using the J key, for example, come bot name, that bot will come to your location and follow you consistently. You can send the bot back to its normal behavior by typing go followed by the bot's name, e.g.go bot name. You can also call all bots on your team to your side using the come all command and send them all back with the go all command. Spectating matches. You can watch matches as a spectator. You will have the opportunity to do this when you die in a match. Alternatively, if you choose to return to the lobby when you die, you can start spectating by going to coordinates 500 in the lobby and pressing Shift plus Enter. While watching the match, you can navigate between different players or bots using the right and left arrow keys. Press the escape key to stop spectating and exit the match view. If you stop spectating, you will no longer receive death notifications from that match, nor will you be returned to the lobby when it ends. Also, while spectating players, the standard information keys will provide details about the player you are currently watching. For example, normally the H key shows your own health, but in spectating mode, it shows the health of the person you are observing. If they are dead, it will state they are dead. If they are using a motor, it will also report the motor's health. The Shift F key will announce the aiming status of the player you are watching. You can hear beacons of other players while spectating. You will receive kill notifications on the map where the spectated player is located. You can hear when players or bots die in the match you are watching. You can still send group messages and map messages while spectating. Receivers will see you are a spectator. You will also hear the parachute loop sound if the player you are watching uses their parachute. Freedom Fight map. Map overview. There is also another map in the game called the Freedom Fight map. This map also features the helicopter system for entry similar to some matches. In this map, there are no bots and no team system. You can fight with other players directly on the map without needing to create or join formal matches. There are no standard item spawns like in regular matches, but there are chests located inside the houses on the map. You can press Shift plus Enter near a chest to view the items inside it and take them. New items will automatically be added to chests once they are emptied, and chests will also refill even if not empty after some items are taken and time has elapsed. Although the coordinates of the chests always remain the same, the items they contain are randomly determined each time they refill/respawn. Players inside houses cannot see or hear players/chests outside, and vice versa unless they are in the same state. Chests can also be destroyed by player actions. If a chest is destroyed, all the items currently inside it will be lost. The chest will respawn after some time with new randomly generated items. Rewards and store access. When you kill other players in the Freedom Fight map, you have a 50% chance to receive 1-0 token. There is a 5-minute cooldown per player killed. If you kill the same player again within 5 minutes, you won't get a token, but killing a different player will still grant tokens. Paid accounts receive double tokens. In this map, you cannot access the store through the standard game menu, O key. Instead, you must go to specific coordinates and press Shift plus Enter to open different categories of the store interface. Equipments, 1901, 775, 0. Weapons, 1450, 774, 0. Explosives, 1 potions, 300 vehicles, 400 ammo, 16 groups and motors. If you are in the same group as another player in this mode, the beacon sound indicating that player's position will be different from standard beacons. Additionally, if you accidentally hit a player who is in the same group as you, a distinct beep sound will play. You can leave the Freedom Fight map at any time via the game menu. Motors that you purchase while on the Freedom Fight map will always remain on this map. They do not transfer to other matches or persist if you leave the map and return later. Spectating in Freedom Fight. You can also spectate players on the Freedom Fight map. However, while spectating someone in this mode, the C, coordinates, and Z, zone keys will not function. If the person you are watching enters a group base, you will automatically stop watching them and switch to the next available player on the Freedom Fight map. This will also happen if the person you are watching returns to the lobby. Similar to spectating regular matches, the right and left arrow keys allow you to move between available players on the Freedom Fight map. Pressing the escape key stops spectating the Freedom Fight map and returns you to the lobby. Pressing L while spectating a player on the Freedom Fight map will show you the list of players currently on the Freedom Fight map. Game items. Metal shield. When you use the metal shield, it will protect you from hits until it is broken. It will not protect you from the extra damage of headshots, but it will prevent you from falling down if you are hit by a headshot while the shield is active. You cannot move until the shield deployment sound finishes. You can obtain it from item spawns, chests, or the store. Additionally, in the Abyss Clash and Explosive Battle Match modes, you will start with 2 metal shields by default. Invisibility shield. When you use the invisibility shield, you will become invisible for 15 seconds. During this time, other players cannot see you on their nearby player list, E key, or through binoculars, and they cannot hear your beacon signal. Only your footstep sounds will be audible to others. The weapon scope feature will also not keep for invisible players. However, opponents can still hit you with weapons if they manage to guess your location. TM62 mine. The game features a landmine named TM62. When you place it, if someone steps on it, it will explode, and everything within a 15-step radius will receive damage. It can also be detonated by hitting it a couple of times with a weapon. However, there is no distinct sound that indicates the presence of a nearby mine. Time bomb. You can acquire time bombs from chests, item spawns, or the store. Once you arm it, by using it from your inventory, it will explode within 20 seconds, damaging anything within a 50-foot radius. You can check how many seconds are left until detonation by pressing the M key. Barricade. When you place a barricade, it creates a wall structure that is 10 tiles in height, featuring a platform on top that you can stand on. It can be destroyed by weapon fire. The dirt platform on top is removed when the barricade is destroyed. Ladder. Placing a ladder creates a climbable ladder extending upwards for 20 tiles. It can also be destroyed with weapons. The player who placed the ladder can retrieve it by pressing Shift plus Enter near its base. Steel helmet. There is an item called the steel helmet. If you wear this, it will protect you from headshots, both extra damage and fall effect, until it is broken. Its damage resistance is persistent even if taken off and reworn after rejoining the game. Health recovery items. There are 3 items in the game specifically designed to increase your health. These are: Small Potion restores a small amount of health. Vitality Potion restores a moderate amount of health. Revival Nectar restores a significant amount of health. Each of these items increases your health at different rates when used. Binoculars. There is an item called Binoculars in the game. Using this item allows you to see players who are within 120 steps of your current location. It will also indicate if players or NPCs are in a fainted state. Base Life Amplifier. Found in chests in the Freedom Fight map. This item can be used to increase the health of a group base. Corpse Bomb. This item can be toggled on or off. If it's active when you die and another player attempts to open your corpse, the bomb will explode. Nearby players, including the one opening the corpse, will take damage. The corpse will disappear and you will receive 1-0 token. Boombox. When you use a boombox, it spawns a random-looking item on the ground. If any player, including yourself, tries to pick it up using Shift plus Enter, it will explode. Nearby players, including the one who triggered it, will take damage, and you, the placer of the boombox, will receive 1-0 token. Corpse Scanner. Using this item will show you a list of all corpses on your current map, including their coordinates, the time remaining until they disappear, and the owner's name. Adrenaline Shot. When used, the Adrenaline Shot speeds up your weapon's fire rate for 2 minutes. Backpacks. Level 1, 2, 3. Backpacks, level 1, level 2, and level 3 increase the maximum amount of various items you can carry in your inventory beyond the default limits. For non-paid account users, these backpacks expire after 1 week. You can check their expiry date in the timed items section of your inventory/menu. Paid accounts are not affected by inventory limits. Jammer. When you activate a jammer, players nearby within its effective radius will be unable to use binoculars or see other players using the E key nearby player list for 2 minutes. Their weapon scopes will also not function during this time. Spatial amplifier. If you are within 5 tiles of another player, you can press enter, use item to place the spatial amplifier on them. For the next 10 minutes, you can use the spatial amplifier controller, a separate item, to see that player's coordinates. The amplifier can be destroyed. If it is, the affected player and any players within a 20-tile radius will hear an explosion and take damage. All players on the map will hear a distant sound of the explosion. Silencer. A silencer can be attached to weapons that use ammunition. When attached, it reduces the weapon's effective range by 50% but significantly muffles the firing sound. Only players within 30 tiles will hear a distant sound. The grave accent key will indicate if a silencer is attached and show the adjusted range. You can insert/remove the silencer from weapons. It does not disappear from your inventory upon use. However, you can only have a maximum of 2 silencers in your inventory and can only attach as many silencers as you possess. If you drop a weapon with a silencer attached, the silencer is automatically removed from it. You cannot drop a silencer if all your own silencers are currently attached to weapons. When you die, any silencers attached to your weapons are removed. You can see the silencer item with Alt+5 in inventory navigation. Environmental hazard. Electric poles. Maps may feature electric poles. These can be destroyed by weapon fire. If destroyed, all players, including the one who destroyed it, within 40 steps of the pole will receive damage and fall down, requiring them to stand back up. Electric poles have a wall in the platform, similar to Chester motors. However, jumping onto an electric pole's platform will result in instant death. Gameplay mechanics. Fainting and revival. In Team Deathmatch and Zombie vs player modes, when you die, there is a 50% chance you will faint instead of dying immediately. The game will state fainted instead of killed. If this happens, you will still be in the match but incapacitated, and you have 3 minutes. During this time, a teammate who is within 3 steps of you can press the T key to revive you. Upon revival, you will wake up with 20 health. If no one revives you within the 3-minute window, you will die permanently for that round. You cannot heal while fainted or sitting. Motors. The game supports motors, which you can buy from the store. Here's how to use them. When you acquire a motor, it will appear 1 step ahead of you, and you will be able to physically bump into it. To get on it, you must jump and move towards the motor's direction. This action will place you on the motor. After you are positioned on it, press Shift+Enter to fully mount the motor and prepare for driving. You can start or stop the engine by pressing Shift+Enter. Use the following controls while the engine is running. Up and down arrows control acceleration and deceleration. You should keep the up arrow pressed continuously to maintain speed, as the engine might slow down otherwise. You can stop instantly even when going very fast by pressing the down arrow. Spacebar. Use the horn. Right and left arrows turn the motor 45 degrees in the respective direction. The direction you are turning is announced. Pressing these keys with Shift allows you to turn 1 degree at a time, and the direction is not announced. Escape. Get off the motor. However, if you press escape while the motor is moving, you will fall off the motor instead of dismounting safely. Other players can also get on your motor as passengers. If you start the engine and drive, they will travel with you automatically. The driver of the motor is always the person who got on first. If you get off while others are on, the person who got on after you can take control and drive the motor. Furthermore, if you have acquired your motor but left it unattended, other players can get on it and steal it. Each motor you get is specific to the match you acquired it in. You have to get it again in subsequent matches, except potentially on the Freedom Fight map as noted elsewhere. You can see your destroyed motors along with timestamps and to see your motor section of the game menu. Your motor can hit walls. If this happens, you will fall off the motor and the motor itself will lose 30 health. You will hear a sound when your motor or the motor of a player you're watching hits something. If the motor gets close to a wall, you will hear a warning beep sound. In this case, you should immediately turn away from the wall. Other players can also shoot at your motor and destroy it. Voice chat. The game features voice chat. The way it functions depends on whether you are in a community. Standard, not in a community. Voice chat. If you are a member, standard, not in a community. Voice chat is positional. When you speak using the V key, all players on your current map within approximately 30 tiles of you can hear your voice with the sound originating from your character's position. Community voice chat. If you are a member of a community, you can press the B key to transmit your voice to all other members of that community, regardless of their location. This chat is not positional. You can disable receiving community voice chats in the notification settings. If push to talk is enabled in the settings, you must hold down the V for positional or B for community key to talk. If push to talk is off, pressing the key will toggle your microphone on and off. You can toggle the push to talk setting itself using Shift+V. You can press Alt V to learn who is currently speaking. If you can hear them, this will open a menu where you can also adjust their volume. You can also adjust player volumes via the F6 player menu. Joystick support. You can also play the game using a joystick. However, there is no default joystick layout configured in the game. You must manually set which buttons on the joystick correspond to which game actions in the settings menu. Otherwise, none of the keys on your joystick will perform any function in the game. There are a few exceptions to this rule, and you cannot change the bindings for these specific controls. The up and down D-pad buttons navigate menus or change weapons while in the game. The right D-pad button activates the current option in menus, acts like the enter key and performs the primary action, like enter in the game. The left D-pad button returns to the previous menu in menus, acts like the escape key and performs the cancel/back action, like escape in the game. The left stick moves the character. The right stick turns the character, controls view direction. Additionally, if you connect more than one joystick to your system, you can use whichever joystick you prefer without needing to select it in the settings. The game will detect button presses from any connected joystick. However, this can lead to confusion in the key mappings because the button identifiers and codes can differ between various joystick models. Therefore, if you connect 2 or more joysticks, it is recommended that you ensure they are the same brand and model to avoid mapping conflicts. Vertical aiming and walking modes. This game supports vertical aiming. This means you can aim and potentially hit targets that are above or below your horizontal plane. You can aim up and down using the up and down arrow keys in normal walk mode or the W and S keys in classic walk mode. As you note on walking modes, this game supports vertical aiming. This means you can aim and potentially hit targets that are above or below your horizontal plane. You can aim up and down using the up and down arrow keys in normal walk mode or the W and S keys in classic walk mode. As you adjust your vertical aim, the game's audio feedback, like beacon sounds or the changed aiming sounds, will change pitch to help you gauge the relative vertical position of targets. Note on walking modes. Classic walking mode. You walk using the arrow keys, up/down for forward/backward, left/right for strafing. In this mode, vertical aiming is done with the W and S keys. Turning is done with the A and D keys, which turn you 45 degrees, and the direction you face is announced. Pressing Shift+A/D turns you 1 degree, and the direction is not announced. Normal walking mode. You walk using the W, A, S, and D keys. W/S for forward/backward, A/D for strafing. In this mode, turning and vertical aiming are done with the arrow keys, up/down for vertical aim, left/right for turning 45 degrees. Pressing Shift+left/right arrow turns you 1 degree. When using the aiming keys, up/down arrows in normal mode, W/S in classic mode, pressing them once adjust your aim by 1 step in that direction. Pressing them with Shift adjust your aim by 5 steps for faster changes. A sound will play when you turn if you have a weapon equipped that uses ammo. Mouse control. It is also possible to play the game using the mouse. After enabling this option from the settings, the following controls become available. Moving the mouse turns the character, controls view direction. Left mouse button, left click, shoots your currently equipped weapon. Mouse wheel changes weapons. Right mouse button, right click, walks your character forward in the direction you are currently facing. Headshots. The game features a headshot system. If you shoot someone who is positioned 2 steps below you, or if you aim upwards by an amount equal to your weapon's spread value, you will deal 2 times more damage than you would normally. You will not always fall down when you get a headshot. This will happen sometimes. A steel helmet protects from headshot effects, and a metal shield, while active, prevents the fall down effect from headshots but not the extra damage. Leg shots. When you aim downwards by an amount equal to your weapon's spread value, for example, 2 steps down if its spread is 2, there is a possibility that you can hit the player's legs. When you successfully hit a player's legs in this manner, the player will fall down and will need to perform an action to stand back up. A player cannot draw or use weapons while in a sitting/fallen state. Weapon melee attack. By pressing any control key, left control or right control, together with the shift key, you can perform a melee attack using your equipped weapon on the player if they are near, within 10 steps or possibly closer. This melee attack only works with weapons that require ammunition, but performing the attack does not consume any ammo. This attack cannot hit players through walls. When hit by this weapon melee attack, the player will fall down and will need to stand back up. They will also drop the weapon they were currently holding. Dual wielding weapons. You can equip weapons in both your left and right hand simultaneously. When you equip a weapon from your inventory, by pressing enter on it, you can choose to draw it in your left or right hand. Alternatively, using its assigned number key will equip it to your left hand. To equip a weapon to your right hand via number key, first assign the weapon to a number key, using shift plus number. Then, press alt plus shift plus the assigned number key. Once a weapon is in your right hand, you can equip another weapon to your left hand by simply pressing its number key or selecting it from your inventory. To fire the weapons. Left control fires the weapon in your left hand. Right control fires the weapon in your right hand. You cannot fire the weapon in your right hand while sitting. Note, if you have weapons equipped in both hands, you will not be able to reload R or unload Shift R either weapon. Checking weapon status. X tells you the ammo information for the weapon in your left hand. Shift X tells you the ammo information for the weapon in your right hand. Grave accent tells you general weapon information for the weapon in your left hand, including its actual damage, base damage plus character bonus, and if a silencer is attached. Shift grave accent tells you general weapon information for the weapon in your right hand, including actual damage and silencer status. Putting weapons away. Shift plus 1 puts the weapon currently in your left hand back into your inventory. Alt plus Shift plus 1 puts the weapon currently in your right hand back into your inventory. When aiming with a weapon in your right hand, the scope sound, if enabled, will play differently to indicate that the right hand weapon is ready to fire. Throwing knives and swords. You can throw knives and swords depending on which hand the weapon is in, left or right. For dual wielding, you can throw it using Shift plus spacebar, Alt plus spacebar. Thrown knives and swords deal more damage than their melee counterparts. However, if they hit an enemy, the weapon is consumed. If you miss, the weapon will fall to the ground as an item that can be picked up. Thrown knives have a range of 20 tiles, and thrown swords have a range of 15 tiles. They will play a sound as they move through the air. Assigning weapons to number keys. You can assign your currently held weapon to any number key you want, typically 2 through 0, as 1 is often reserved for the punch and feet. When you have the desired weapon in your hand, press the Shift key together with the number key, E.G. Shift plus 2. The weapon will then be assigned to that number. Subsequently, whenever you press that number key, if you have that specific weapon in your inventory, you will draw it directly. The weapon you are holding when you exit the game will be saved and automatically equipped when you next log in. Scope feature. The game includes a scope feature. This provides audio feedback to help you understand whether your weapon's aim is currently on the target that it can hit. If this feature is enabled in the settings, a distinct beep sound will start to play whenever your weapon is properly aimed at an object or player that is within its effective range and line of sight. The scope sound will not play if you are fainted or if a jammer is active nearby. Favorite items. You can set items in your inventory as favorite items for quick use. First, navigate to the item you want to set as a favorite using the Tab and Shift Tab keys within the inventory. Once the desired item is selected, press Shift plus U to assign it as your primary favorite item. After assignment, you can use this item directly by pressing the U key without needing to open the inventory. You can also set a secondary favorite item using the same procedure, but by pressing Shift plus Y instead. This secondary favorite item can then be used directly by pressing the Y key. Breakable walls and sonar. It is possible to break some walls within the match environments. However, this mechanic does not apply to all walls present on the map. Only specific wall segments are destructible. When you hit a wall, the sound will come from the direction of the wall. The wall hitting sound has a time limit and won't play on every hit. You can use the sonar feature by pressing F7. If enabled, sonar will play a high-pitched version of the wall sound, indicating its position if a wall is 20 tiles or nearer. Leaving a match. When you join a match lobby, you can leave if you wish before the match creator starts the game. While in the lobby before the match begins, pressing Shift plus Enter will present you with the option to leave. However, once the match has been officially started by the creator, you cannot leave the ongoing match. You can exit the game even if near a player you cannot hit. E.G. Group members with friendly fire off. Jailed players if you are jailed. In-game YouTube player. The game supports playing YouTube videos directly within the game client. Press the F9 key to access this feature. While a video is playing, you can use the following controls. F6 pauses or resumes the current video. Shift F7 skips to the previous video in the playlist, if applicable. Shift F8 skips to the next video in the playlist, if applicable. F7 YouTube context rewinds the current video. Note F7 also toggles sonar in-game. F8 fast forwards the current video. Shift Home decreases the volume of the current video. Shift N increases the volume of the current video. Death and item loss. When you die in the game, the weapon you were holding will drop on the ground as an item and the sound will play. You also lose other items you collected during that specific match. Items found on the ground and chests. However, some items that you purchased from the store might be designated as permanent. You will not lose these permanent items upon death. Corpses will now disappear after 10 minutes, previously 2, and will make a bleeding sound. If multiple corpses are at the same coordinates, pressing Shift plus Enter will prompt you to choose which one to open. Each time you join a match, you are typically given a set of starting items to use in that match. The specific items provided at the start may vary depending on the match mode being played. Character system. The game features a character system. You can purchase different characters from the store, and these characters are permanent additions to your account. Each character has distinct voices and may have different specifications or attributes. E.G. Bonus damage which is reflected when checking weapon info with the grave key. You can change your active character from the game menu. When renaming your character, all references and existing support tickets will be updated, and a message noting the change will be added to the tickets. Ticket system. The game includes a ticket system for support. You can report any questions you want to ask the developers or bugs you encounter in the game by opening a support ticket through this system. When your tickets are closed, you can rate them between 1 and 10 to indicate your satisfaction with the assistance. You must read any previously closed tickets before you can open new ones. Message translation support. The game offers translation support when sending and receiving messages. When composing a message for group chat, general chat, map chat, private message, PM, team chat, pressing Control plus Enter will send the message after translating it into the language you have selected using Alt plus L. You can also translate a message currently in your chat buffer, E.G. A received message into a language you select with Shift plus L by pressing Control plus Enter while that message is focused. General weapon usage. When you draw a weapon, you cannot fire or draw another weapon until the draw sound of the current weapon finishes playing. Social features. Friend system. You can become friends with other players in the game. Being friends allows you to send them private messages easily and enables notifications for when they enter or exit the game. You do not receive these login/logout notifications for players who are not on your friends list. From the friend menu, F5, you can press Shift plus Enter on the friend's name to view their statistics, even if they are offline. Groups and bases. You can create groups in the game, and other players can join these groups. Potential members can send requests to join your group, or you can invite them directly. People within the same group can send private messages specifically to the group chat using the apostrophe key. You can send group messages even while spectating. You can also view statistics for each group, including total kills and deaths accumulated by its members, and see a list of its members in the group information menu. Additionally, the group owner has the ability to grant administrative privileges to other group members. These administrators do not have the full authority of the group owner but can manage basic functions of the group, such as inviting or removing members. Each group must be created while on the Freedom Fight map. Each group automatically gets a base upon creation, and up to 4 additional bases can be added later. These bases contain chests that group members can use to store items securely. The maximum health of a base has been increased to 200 million. Group admins and the owner can view a log of items taken from base chests and by whom. To put items into a base chest, enter the base and press backspace while near the chest to drop the currently selected inventory item. Alternatively, use shift plus backspace to drop a specific quantity of the selected item. When someone creates a group, the initial group base will spawn next to the player who created it, enclosed by a wall from the outside. If the base door is closed, you can open it by pressing shift plus enter and entering the correct base password. Only admins and owner can change the password and view base info. If the base door is on, anyone pressing shift plus enter near the base entrance will be teleported inside. If you exit the game while inside a base, upon relogging, you will be placed on the freedom flight map with the coordinates where the base is located. Inside the base, at coordinates 000 relative to the base's origin, pressing shift plus enter performs different actions based on the door state. If the door is on, pressing it from inside will allow anyone inside to exit the base. If the door is closed, requiring a password from outside, anyone already inside the base can open it from the inside using this command. Bases can be destroyed by enemy actions. If all the bases belonging to a group are destroyed, the group associated with those bases will be permanently deleted from the game. Any items stored within the chests of the destroyed bases will also be lost. If a base's health drops below 2000, the door functionality, password protection, controlled access will become unavailable and anyone will be able to enter the base freely. When the base door is opened, it will automatically close again after 2 seconds. Inside the base, at coordinates 3030 relative to the base's origin, there is a base computer which you can access by pressing shift plus enter. Communities. Communities are similar to groups but do not have bases. Members of a community can send messages to the community chat using shift plus apostrophe. All other community-related actions, creating, joining, managing, are handled through the main game menu. Creating a community costs 1000 tokens for free accounts, but is free for paid accounts. Community members can use the B key for community-wide voice chat. See voice chat section. General chat. Apart from groups and communities, there is also a general chat system in the game. You can select the language-specific channel using the F11 key and then send a message to everyone in that channel using the / key. Poll system. Players can create polls with a specific title and message. Other players can then vote yeses or no on these polls. Polls automatically end within 24 hours. You can disable poll notifications in the notification settings. Creating a match. To create your own match, follow these steps. Go to the coordinates 500 in the main lobby. Press shift plus enter. Select the create match option from the menu that appears. Configure the necessary settings for your match. Mode, map, player count, ec. Once you confirm these selections, the match lobby will be created. Match creation notifications will only be sent to players currently in the main lobby and will specify if the match is public or private. Wait for other players to join your match. When you are ready to begin, press shift plus enter again to start the match. Everyone in the game will be notified when the match starts. The match creation menu also provides additional options such as kicking a player from your current match lobby or banning a player. If you ban a player, they will not only be removed from the current match but will also be prevented from joining any future matches that you create. When setting up a match, you can designate it as either public or private. The key difference is that private matches require players to enter a password, which you set in order to join. However, the match owner can also invite players directly to a private match, allowing them to join without needing the password. Public matches are open for anyone to join. Inventory item limits. In the game, you can only carry a certain maximum amount of the same item type for specific items, unless you have a paid account, which generally bypasses these limits. Backpack items, level 1, 2, 3 can increase these maximums for non-paid account users. Below is a list of these items and their respective default limits. For items not listed here, you can generally carry an unlimited quantity. Invisibility shield 2. Steel helmet 2. Silencer 2. Revival nectar 20. Vitality potion 40. Small potion hand grenade 20. Molotov cocktail snowflake shard 5 time bomb 20. TM60 metal shield 15. 7.62x 51mm ammo 5.56x 45mm 9mm ammo 5.45 ACP ammo 12 gauge ammo 4.40 S&W ammo 8.22 LR long rifle ammo M4 ammo cartridges 12 Colt 1911 ammo cartridge FNH FNP40 ammo cartridges. Paid accounts are not affected by these limits and can hold as many items as they want. Key bindings and functions. This section details the default keyboard keys used in the game and their functions. Alt plus number keys navigate between items within inventory categories. Shift V enable or disable the push to talk feature for voice chat. Deactivate positional voice chat. Hold if push to talk is on. Toggle if off. Deactivate community voice chat. If in a community, hold if PTT is on. Toggle if off. Alt V learn who is currently speaking via voice chat. Opens a menu to also adjust their volume. Number keys. 1-0. Select weapons you have assigned. Number 1 is always the punch and feed and cannot be changed. G plus arrow key / ASDW move the camera. Delete quote the selected message and chat buffers. K reply to the last private message. PM received. G plus T find out the current coordinates where the camera is located. Z find out the zone, area name or identifier you are currently in. F1 display the message of the day, MOTD. F2 show your current ping / and input boxes, toggle character repeating. F3 turn the player and beacon sound on or off. F5 open the friend menu, send PMS, view friend stats with shift plus enter. F6 open the player menu, perform various operations related to other players, adjust volume. F7 toggle sonar feature / the YouTube player, rewind video. F10 copy the last spoken text, from game events or chat to the clipboard. F11 change the active language channel for general chat. Shift U set the currently selected inventory item as your primary favorite item. You use the primary favorite item you set with shift U. Shift Y set the currently selected inventory item as your secondary favorite item. Y use the secondary favorite item you set with shift Y. Shift L set the target language for translating received messages. Alt L set the target language for translating messages you send. J send a message to your team chat channel during team matches. Tab / shift tab navigate forward / backward through your inventory items. Enter use the currently selected inventory item / an inventory on weapon. Select hand to draw. Shift enter interact with objects on the map. Pick up items from the ground. If multiple corpses at location, prompts choice. I open the inventory menu. While the menu is open, backspace drops the selected item. Enter closes the inventory and focuses it on the selected item. Press enter again to use. Backspace drop the currently selected inventory item. The sound of dropped items is lower pitched. Others must use shift enter to pick them up. Shift backspace allows you to drop a specific quantity of the selected item stack. Control left or right. Fire your equipped weapons. Shift plus control left or right. Perform a weapon melee attack. Spacebar jump / on motor. Use horn. Shift plus spacebar / alt plus spacebar throw equipped knife or sword. Depends on hand. Home / end adjust the overall game volume up / down. H learn your current health status. Also motor health if on motor or target's health / net status if spectating. / send a public message to the language channel selected with F11. O open the main game menu. Access settings. Quit events. Polls. Ec. / brackets. Browse through different buffer categories. E.G. Chat. System messages. Items. / dot. Comma / period. View the previous / next item within the selected buffer category. Shift plus / dot go to the first / last item in buffer categories or within a category. You see a list of players and dots near your location. Also indicates if they are above or below you. And get the direction and distance to the zone or object you are currently tracking. Shift M see a list of trackable zones on the map and select one to track. M open the menu showing all nearby objects, items, players, and allows you to track one. Use N to find the tracked object. L see a list of participants, players and bots in your current match / if spectating in freedom fight. Show FF players. X view the ammo status of a weapon in your left hand. Shift X view the ammo status of a weapon in your right hand, if dual wielding. Grave accent view information about the weapon in your left hand, includes actual damage and silencer status. Shift grave accent view information about the weapon in your right hand, if dual wielding, includes actual damage and silencer status. R reload your weapon. Your movement speed is temporarily slowed during reload. Shift R unload the ammunition from your weapon back into your inventory. Escape exit the current menu, cancel an action, or open the main menu to potentially exit the game. Shift C copy the selected buffer item text to the clipboard. C view your current coordinates, X, Y, Z. Left / right arrows navigate between players while spectating / strafe left / right in classic walk mode / turn 45 degrees left / right in normal walk mode. Shift plus arrow turns 1 degree. Up / down arrows move forward / backward in classic walk mode / adjust vertical aim up / down in normal walk mode. Shift plus arrow aims 5 steps. A / D strafe left / right in normal walk mode / turn 45 degrees left / right in classic walk mode. Shift plus key turns 1 degree. W / S move forward / backward in normal walk mode / adjust vertical aim up / down in classic walk mode. Shift plus key aims 5 steps. F learn the direction you are currently facing. E.G. north southeast. Shift F learn your current vertical aim status. E.G. level aiming up / if spectating. Learn target's aim status. Shift page up / page down adjust the volume of the map's background music. Apostrophe send a message to your group chat. Shift plus apostrophe send a message to your community chat. Alt X duck crouch. When ducking others cannot hit you unless they also duck or aim downward significantly. Alt Z sit down or stand up from a sitting position. Contact information. To contact the developers or community use these methods. Telegram group https / t.me/0. Discord at NBM Arnold. Email contact at Studios website https / studios. Back to main menu. 0 hour assault main menu. Please select an option using the up and down arrow keys and press enter to confirm. Use the Ops 31.0. Start virtual. Stop recording checkbox.